I'm gonna get started now, guys. So today's topic is about finding supply and demand zones. So if you were to find a supply and a demand right now on this chart of Euro USD, can you hear me? Ne? Can you see my circle? I want to do a circle right now. Can you see my circle? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so the first thing that you must do when you are going to look for a supply and demand, you must look for a strong imbalance. What is an imbalance? An imbalance is something like this. It's something like this. So you know that the market is composed of the buyers and the sellers. So between the buyers and the sellers, when they do something like this in this range, whether it's a big range or a small range, this means balance. It means there's no one who's stronger. It means the buyers are not stronger than the sellers, and the sellers are not stronger than the buyers. So meaning there's balance between the two. So can you follow that? I hope so. Okay. So an imbalance means when there is this small range or miniature range or micro range, there's gonna be a breakout out of that range, and a pullback and a continuation. Are you still with me? So between those, this struggle or fight between the buyers and the sellers, so there will be a other party that will win between the buyers and the sellers. In this case, the sellers have won the battle. They break out, pull back, and the continuation. So at an imbalance, you find a small consolidation and then a big breakout. Do you follow me? So the consolidation, it does not have to be a range, just like I just showed you now. It does not have to be a range like this, a smaller range, but it can be a one or two candles. But when you are drawing your supply and demand, the rule is you must at least have 1 to 6 candles, not more than 6 candles. So now let us go to the charts and start on the daily chart and find our first support zone. Let's find our supply. I mean not support. I mean we must find our first demand. Ne? So now have a look here. Can you see that the box I've drawn? This is a zone I was talking about. Can you see? This is the zone I was talking about. Now there was no one who was stronger than the other here within this box, within this consolidation. So there was a breakout, pullback, and a continuation. Did you see what I just told you now? Can you see what I just told you now? So now we must find our demand here. Our demand can be this, the last red candle before the breakout of consolidation. So allow me to draw this as my demand zone, daily demand zone. This is our daily demand zone because it came after a small consolidation. So the price now is above demand. This is my demand. Then let me find another demand. Another demand can be these two candles. Can you see these two candles? Two red candles below the first one. Let me try to maximize my chart so that you can see. Can you see this candle I pointed and this one? Okay, this is my another demand zone. Remember, they are both breaking out of this consolidation. Can you see the box I drawn around the consolidation? So this is my this is our consolidation in between. Then there's these basing candles and the strong breakout of this consolidation. So bear in mind when you draw these zones, the first thing that you must have is a proximal line and a distal line. It's a proximal line and a distal line. So a proximal line, I want to repeat again, I spoke about it briefly on my previous meeting. Let me take this horizontal one, horizontal line. I hope you can all see it. Okay, the proximal line is the line that is closest to price, which is it is the highest. If you are drawing a demand, it is the highest high of the basing candle. It's our proximal line, and the lowest low of the basing candle is our distal line. It's the line that is far away from the current price. So can you see how clean this is now when I draw this? And it appears this is a strong area of demand because it happened at a support and resistance flip zone. This was a previous resistance, and then the market pushed down, and then there was this consolidation pullback, and then the sellers tried to sell off, but the buyers ended up winning this fight between the bulls and the bears. So this is the clearest demand zone I could draw. Let me now locate a supply zone. So right now, if you can look closely, there is this consolidation. Can you see this consolidation? There is this consolidation here. It's a fight between the bulls and the bears. It's a fight between the bulls and the bears. Can one of you, my friends, tell me who won this fight between the bulls and the bears, this case? Correctly, absolutely. Okay, so if the bears won, that means we must find a supply zone inside this fight of the buyers and the sellers. So this is my last. If you can see my drawing, there's this strong impulsive move. This is the clearest supply zone that we could find. So I want to mention the thing to you. The supply and demand trading strategy is very easy, because right now you could have your sell limit here, sell order right here, waiting for this market to come and test this supply zone and continue to the next demand zone, because a market tends to move from supply zone to demand zone of the higher time frame, from demand zone to supply zone of the higher time frame. So right now, this is the very easiest strategy that you can find in the financial markets. Obviously, it is more than just drawing this zone and this one and then setting your buy limit or your sell limit. So obviously, it is just more than that. So now, this is my supply zone right here. The last green candle or the last blue candle out of the consolidation to make an impulsive move to the downside. So allow me to set that as my supply zone. On the daily, we have this supply zone and this demand zone. So right now, on the lower time frames, whether the 1 hour or the 4 hour, if you are a supply and demand trader, you are doing nothing now. You are observing all of them. They are buying, they are selling, but you are trading like a market maker. You're waiting for the market to come to your zone. You don't just trade everywhere that you want, anywhere that you want on the charts. Okay, so now the thing is to wait for the market to come here so that you can sell, or else wait for the market to come down there and buy for continuation with this uptrend. So bear in mind, if you are selling this market now, you are trading a reversal because the overall trend is obviously bullish. So if you wait for the market to come back, to the next or to our last demand zone, that means you are trading in continuation or in line with the current trend, because the current trend is still bullish. So right now, my friends, this is how I drew my supply and demand. Did you understand that? So now I'll go to the last chart because I don't want to make today's meeting a longer meeting. I'll go to the last chart and I'll go on the 4-hour time frame to find 2 supply zones and 2 demand zones. Okay, right now let me switch to a different pair. Let me switch to a different pair, which will be, let's take for instance, we can take this USD card. USD card on the 4-hour will look for supply and demand zones. Okay, so now I'll change this template to my preferred template. So right now on the 4-hour, I change my time frame to the 4-hour. The last point of consolidation. This is the last point of consolidation. We will all agree about that. This is the last point of consolidation whereby the market was in balance. It was balanced here. There was no imbalance in this zone. And then there was a breakout of the consolidation. Meaning now we have a potential demand zone that I can draw here on the last 2 bearish candles. The last 2 bearish candles is our demand zone on the USD card for our chart. So let's zoom out a little bit. Remember from the last meeting I said from the current price, so meaning from the current price, which is here on that horizontal line, you look down to the left, you look down to the left, and then look up to the left for a supply zone. Look up to the left for a supply zone. So right now our 4-hour supply zone will be this one. This move here. It's a proximal line and a distal line. This is the proximal line right here. We're using this green candle right here. I will draw a vertical line on it. This is our basing candle that we're gonna draw the proximal line, which is the line above the current price, which is not closer to the current price, and then this is a distal line, which is the market. Can you say the market is reacting to the supply zone on the 4-hour now? So if you are supply and demand trader, you are already selling now because the market is reacting. Pay attention, my friends. The market did a strong move and then pull back. And bear in mind, this is not a fresh supply zone. This is a tested supply and demand zone. Tested supply and demand zone whereby the market went back down aggressively. Now it pulled back for the second time and small reaction, third time small reaction, which I believe it can continue down now to our next 4-hour demand zone. So I feel like right now let us find the next 4-hour supply zone. This is a smaller consolidation and a strong impulsive move to the downside. So we can now draw this as our 4-hour supply zone right there at that small consolidation, which is not a strongest supply zone because there are too many basing candles, but we're gonna draw it anyway because supply and demand zone can can be used for profit taking, and also they can be used for entry purposes. So this is this one current price. Should the price break this one, it's gonna head to this one, The price is moving from zone to zone, and then maybe perhaps give us a reaction here, or even break this one, continue. We can never know for sure. So now let us go and draw quickly our demand zone, our next demand zone. Can you see it's dropping nicely from this 4-hour supply zone? So our next demand zone on the 4-hour will be around here. The last green candle before this strong move up, because the market from here, impulse, correction, impulse, and then a pull back to this zone, previous demand zone. It broke out of this consolidation. This I can say this is at that time, not now, currently. At that time, this was a consolidation. This was a consolidation at that time. So the market was moving here in between this zone. Allow me to say this was a consolidation here. This was a consolidation, and the market was moving in between. So now, if I may change the color now to a different color, I'll show you. These candles from this demand zone are the one. Where's my color changed now? These candles were the ones that created this supply, this demand zone. I mean, these candles from here are the one who broke this consolidation high and this consolidation low. They broke out. So now we're waiting for the market to pull back to this for a continuation. So that's all I have for you, my friends. This is just as a live session on how to draw those zones. So there's more to it, just drawing those zones. I hope you have gained a lot. I hope this can help someone there who's still learning supply and demand zones, or who's interested. Have a good day, everyone, and a good trading week. Bless up. Peace, everyone. I'll see you on my next webinar.